Hey everyone, how's it going? Noah Climber, aka Dr. Ironbat Prime 2.0, back again with this new video of mine. And this is a cosplay showcase, reveal, and tutorial of my Human Torch cosplay. And this is pretty much my Human Torch cosplay from Deadpool and Wolverine, because at the point in time of me doing this, it's been a couple weeks since the latest Fantastic Four movie hit the big screen, and this is a cosplay I really want to reveal, showcase, and just wear to the premiere of the movie event. And I will admit, Deadpool Wolverine is still up there being like a lovable movie and probably the best movie of last year. And I was just shocked and surprised that Chris Evans was just able to reprise his role as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, from the old Fantastic Four movies from the 2000s, of course. And it just felt amazing to see him again. And I figured, well, with the new Fantastic Four movie on the big screen, I really want to just makeshift this cosplay and just, well, this is pretty much my version of how I made it. Because I will admit, I actually really like the costume that we saw in Deadpool Wolverine, even though it was only for like at least 10 minutes. And that was pretty much one of my few favorite cameos and Easter eggs, and just one of my few favorite parts of the movie. Because I saw this picture on Instagram, and I like how the costume is very much, well, not only it's very Wastelander-ish, but also it has a bit of a callback to like, well, to the old Fantastic Four costumes from 2000s, along with a little bit of a makeshift of Captain America costume pieces. And yeah, that's just my best way of describing it. And this is actually my way of how I made this cosplay of mine. So this is just a tutorial on like how I pieced this cosplay together. And I will admit it's not a full replica, and it's pretty much my own version of how it turned out. But hey, we all have our ways of how we make our cosplays, and I really want to get creative and make mine. So here's how I made it from bottom to top. So let's dive into how I made this cosplay, of course. So for the boots, here are the boots. In the movie, he does look like he wears like a bit of a like very high top like brown boots that almost look like Captain America old-fashioned boots. I don't know the brand, I don't know what he wore in the movie, but honestly, you guys can correct me in the comments down below because I could never figure out what kind of shoes he wore. But these are just brown combat boots that I picked up at Walmart. Here's what the brand is called on these. They're called Brahma. I think that's how, I don't know how you pronounce it or say it. But yeah, that's pretty much what the name is right here. But yeah, I didn't really do anything. All I did was add in a piece of brown foam and painted it up brown, and just glued it down because the logo was sticking up right here. But I actually like how these turned out. These turned out really good. And again, all I did was add in a piece of foam to cover up the logo. But these are pretty much worth getting, and they work very well, and who knows, I could use these for other cosplays here and there in the future. So for the pants, here are the pants that I used. I'm pretty sure he used like cargo pants in the movie, but also, like I said before, I like how the costume kind of sort of resembles a bit of a bits of a Captain America-like costume. So I actually got these at Walmart as well. These are pretty much just like cargo jeans that I picked up, and the brand is called Ozark. That, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, these are pretty easy to get. I like how cargo-like they look, and yeah, I will admit, I also like how it has like a clip thing. Well, just a clip that just goes in like that, so you don't have to worry about buying a belt. And the only thing what I did to these pants, all I did was all the buttons and pin buttons that were, well, button fasteners were pretty much gold. I pretty much just replaced them all, like just took them out, and then I got a couple of them, and I got these black ones that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby one of those places I keep forgetting. But yeah, I got them at one of those places, and I just hammered them down. Well, just removed the gold one, hammered down the black ones. Yeah, they were all over the butts, of course. And it does have extra pockets here and there, so that's always very handy to have. But yeah, that's what I did for the pants. I mean, just replace the buttons, well, the gold buttons with black ones, just to match up more with like the movie version. But that's what I did for the pants. Now, as for the belt, I'll admit, this was a bit tricky. Like, this was probably the trickiest part of this cosplay, but here's the belt. Now, I've actually used this belt a while back in the past. This is actually the same belt I used for my Ron Stoppable cosplay that I did like 5 years ago. And this was just lying around in my closet, and I figured I'd just paint it up brown, and I painted the belt clip silver with some Mall Master paint, and I went all over, well, again, the whole thing with brown paints. I believe it's just brown acrylics. And yeah, I've had this for a while. I pretty much got this combat belt on Amazon for like, I think it was 25 bucks, but yeah, again, I had this for a while, and he does wear like a combat-like belt. It's a lot more different than the other belts that we've seen Chris Evans wear when he's Captain America, of course. But yeah, I just had this for a while, and I thought it would look good, and well, all I did was give it a paint job. There was a little bit of trial and error when it came to painting this thing and making it brown, but that's what I did for the belt. And well, maybe I might go down the road of finding a more accurate version, but I like how this turned out, and maybe I might use this for other cosplays here and there, but I like how it is. And finally, the piece of resistance, the shirt. So this is a shirt, and I will admit, probably one of my probably right next to the belt, my favorite part of the cosplay. This is pretty much the whole uniform area. Now, I will admit, this was simple, easy, and to just make. I pretty much just got a plain blue long sleeve Under Armour shirt. Here's actually what it looked like when I first bought it and I was trying it on. And it was like $20 on Amazon. And funny part, and I will admit, it just arrived in like 2 days, but when I first ordered this, and yeah, it was 1 day when it arrived, and I was shocked that it just came that fast. But well, it was summertime, of course, at the point in time me videoing this and making this cosplay, of course. But yeah, and as for the logo right here, of course he does have this in the movie, so I pretty much cut up some foam here and there. It was just a matter of using 5mm craft foam and 3mm craft foam, and just cutting it up here and there, and just just piecing it together. And then it was just a matter of gluing it down to the shirt, and that's what I did. And yeah, I mean, making this took me like, well, I will admit, it took me like 2 days to make. And yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, because I will admit, I pretty much used some white craft foam and black craft foam. There wasn't much painting to do. Well, I didn't really do any painting with this, so yeah. I mean, I would have gone the 3D printed route, but I was afraid it would break, because I have gotten 3D printed things broken in the past, and also I was afraid they wouldn't arrive in time. But yeah, I got creative to just make this, and I know that this isn't really a full replica of what Chris Evans wore. Again, I just really want to get creative and just make my own version of this outfit. And again, it was cool to see Chris Evans as, well, Human Torch once again in the movie. But yeah, this is just my version, my own spin take of just how I did the shirt as well. And as a bit of a bonus, I got myself a pair of black aviator glasses because, well, just to channel my inner Johnny Storm and, you know, be the hothead, be the ladies' man kind of guy, because, well, he is like that, and I didn't want to confuse people of like, I'm Johnny Storm, not to Reed Richards. But yeah, I literally just got these to just add on, and I can take off whenever I feel like it. And these are like at least 20 bucks on Amazon, but they were worth getting, and again. But yeah, I just figured just for fun, get these. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole cosplay that I made. I mean, this is pretty much a casual cosplay. It was simple, it was easy to make, and I'm very glad I wore it to the premiere of the Fantastic Four First Steps. If you haven't seen my review of that I made a couple weeks ago, link is down below, so feel free to watch my review on that movie and just me wearing the suit. And well, as for a bit of a big reveal, here are the photos of me in full cosplay. Hope y'all like this video, hope y'all enjoyed this video, hope y'all learned a thing or two, but this is just my way of how I made this cosplay. I really wanted to get creative on just piecing it together, having it ready in time for the movie, so big reveal of my full-on Human Torch cosplay from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Tell you who her is. Cassandra Nova, a megalomaniacal psychotic asshole. A finger-licking, dead inside pixie slap a third-rate dime store nut milk. And I'll tell you what she can do.
I'm listening.
She can lick my goddamn cinnamon ring clean and kick rocks all the way to bald hell. In fact, I don't give a shit if she removes all my skin and pops me like some nightmarish blood balloon. If the last thing I do in this godforsaken cum-gutter existence is light that fuckbox on fire, I still won't die happy.
Holy shit, girl, you crazy.
That's right, Wade. I won't be happy until I've urinated on her freshly barbecued corpse and husk-fucked the charred remains while gargling juggernauts jugging nuts.
Wow.
And you can quote me.